Tracking crime in our area now, officials say many cyber vigilantes don't toe the line of law and order when it comes to cornering alleged child sex predators. And it often comes at the cost of entire cases for law enforcement. KVAL's Gold Meadows joining us in studio now after speaking with Linn County Sheriff Michelle Duncan about its most recent run-ins with some of these groups and the impacts on its investigations. Gold.
That's right, and Sheriff Duncan shared with me that on March 11th, a report came into her office from social media personality Tim Johnson of People versus Preds. Johnson basically hand-delivered 57-year-old Burl Hilburn to deputies after Hilburn had allegedly been communicating with who he believed to be an underage boy. In reality, it was People versus Preds.
People versus Preds. So what do we know about People versus Preds? He runs it?
He runs it, and it's California-based, and the group routinely corners alleged predators, posting videos of arrests to their Facebook group. But what Sheriff Duncan tells me is that while the cyber vigilantes' methods may lead to an arrest, it could simultaneously reduce their office's chance of a solid conviction. Here's some of my interview.
A typical investigation into a sex predator, what does that look like for the sheriff's office?
One, identifying who the suspect and or victims are, and then getting the data that is involved as evidence of the crime, text messages, photographs, all those kind of communications that lead up to those predatory type of crimes. But we also have to be able to verify a lot of that information.
He hadn't been on your radar.
No.
So was it at all helpful?
It can be helpful to a point. And I understand that in some respects, you know, some of these people engaged in this activity are trying to do a good thing and get rid of some of these child predators and get them off the street. The problem is when it becomes to a point where the sensationalism and the worry about whether it makes social media or not trumps that of a proper investigation and arrest. You can compromise the investigation and we can lose a case.
How have you asked them to kind of shift how they're doing things to be more helpful?
You know, part of it is just we've had conversations, even with this particular one. There were multiple phone conversations before we actually made an arrest. We were lucky that he didn't destroy some evidence that we needed, but you run that potential too. When we go into something not really understanding the full gamut of what actually is going on, it can make it a dangerous situation for the public because these are pretty serious crimes that, you know, somebody may fight us or may endanger the rest of the public because they know what they're being confronted with and we show up not knowing the whole story.
Are these cyber vigilantes, are they something you see frequently?
It didn't used to be. I think with what you're seeing in just it's a wave through social media again, and it's this kind of like I think belief that there's going to be an instant result. Recently we had another case. It wasn't these folks. They decided it was a good idea to set up a child family member as basically bait, and even at the meet, set this child family member out to meet with the suspect and then called us. Some of the activity they engage in prior to is if a police officer or a deputy were to engage in that same kind of activity, it would be considered entrapment.
And Linn County has also had its run-ins with its own cyber investigators. On April 3rd, the Linn County Sheriff's Office was granted a nationwide arrest warrant for Andrew Page Bledsoe of Bonita, accused of traveling to Portland to meet with a 13-year-old girl, but instead coming face-to-face with a private cyber group. Bledsoe was captured in Caldwell, Idaho by police that same day.